What's going on? Welcome to another live session with your boy Phrankleen. If you're watching this as a playback, this is a live stream session. All right. This is story time. Story time is when people send me their stories, and we convert it into a pre-recorded content or a live stream session like this. Let's see who is online. If you can see me, you can hear me, hit the like button. What's going on, man? What's going on? Greetings. What's going on, people? Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. What's up, people? Lily Montaz. How are ya? Right. So this is an interesting one, all right? This is basically a story from a brother. Thank you. Hit the like button. So, anyways, this brother sent me an email a few days ago and said, Phrankleen, I asked it's basically going through a turmoil in his relationship with his missus and about weight loss and all that stuff. It's a very sensitive topic, so he wants me to talk about it. So I will talk about it. Sorry, who is it? Please leave your wife alone. Anyways, so I'll give you a quick background, okay, and then I'll tell you what I think. Okay, if you're watching this as a playback, like I say, this is a story time segment. If you're watching me for the first time, where people bang out their stories to Food Channel 1960 at gmail.com. If it resonates well with me, I convert it to a pre-recorded content, or I do a live stream session like this. All right. So, yeah, and sometimes when people are on my neck, Phrankleen, I want you to talk about my story. I want you to talk about my story. I just put them in the front of the queue and I bring it to the floor like this. So this gentleman, said he's married with two beautiful children. And so he's been with his wife. They've been together for what? Approximately a decade and a bit, about 11 years. So, anyways, and so he acknowledges in his email that, over time, particularly, can I say very quickly, stop making assumptions. I ask you respectfully, okay? Don't make assumptions. You got to listen to me first. You hear the person's story, what their concerns are, what their journey is before we start commenting, all right? Don't make assumptions, please. I ask you respectfully. And that's why people always, they hear, it's like reading a headline, and then before you read the content of the news, you assume that, oh, this woman is being attacked, but it's not the case. Let's hear the story. So please lower your guns, women particularly. Now, as I was saying before the guns went off, the gentleman said, over time, he acknowledges the fact that, his wife gave him two wonderful, children. And of course, he's also aware that, pregnancy and all that is a natural process, and that, of course, changes, totally, for most women, the features of their body, things like stretch marks, cellulite, weight gain, how do you call it? Baby fat, skin breakouts, all sorts, changes, things. Some women are lucky that they have children, poop, 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 and you're like, whoa, is that the same woman that had those kids and they look almost the same as they were before the pregnancy. But for the most part, it changes some women, most women totally, right? And even me as a person who's married, I am thoroughly aware, okay? You've got to be barking mad for you to trivialize these natural process that women have got to inevitably put up with should they decide to start having children and all that stuff. Some women don't want to have kids, and so they live with their bodies for the rest of their days. But for those that do, they inevitably have to deal with those changes, like I said. So anyway, back to this brother. These gentleman said, and of course, he said to me, he emphasized on the point that, as you'd appreciate, part of cohabiting with someone is the physical attraction, right? So I want to tell you the stories, I've compressed it in my head already, and then I'll get to my own views, and then I can read what people's comments are. So my villagers are trying to occupy my lungs. Some of them are females, so they're trying to stop me from talking about this. Right. I'm joking. So here we go. And so he said they had, two kids, and he's been there with his wife from day one, all through the pregnancy, raising the children and all that. But then over time, they've been together now about 12 odd years. So over time, the children have grown a bit and all that, and then the wife has piled on quite a lot of weight. Now, he made it clear that, as I would appreciate, which I know, physical attraction is a major cog of being in a relationship with anyone, whether pregnant or not. You've got to be physically attracted to someone in terms of particularly laying down with the person, making love, and enjoying each other's company in terms of intimacy and stuff like that. So the moment, particularly for women, for example, the moment you're not physically attracted to someone anymore, there's a emotional withdrawal, and the connection dies, right? It's just a natural process, and it forms a major part of any relationship. Now, the gentleman then goes to say that then it got to a point where his wife started removing herself from intimacy. Like, he would move to his wife to, try to get intimate with her, as you do. And she would try to, get intimate, pull herself away from intimacy. And at first, he thought it was like around mood swing. And then he said, before he knew what was going, it was about running to 3 months, and this, over time, he's always been physically attracted to her and all that stuff, even though she gained weight. He didn't treat her any less. He didn't look down on her. He's never, felt some type of way. But here's the point. So she started withdrawing, and she wouldn't want to, make love. They were used to certain ways of getting their actions going on that they used to do together over the years. And then she would pull away from him. So he said, then he tried to have a conversation with her. She doesn't want to talk about it. And then he didn't know what to do. Of course, that led to a few arguments, frustration. You can understand. That's understandable if you're in a relationship and your partner, what appears at first to be like maybe sexual deprivation, and you're thinking, and the partner is not telling you that they're feeling a particular way. You start to wonder, like, what's going on? And then he said there was a particular time, 2-3 months straight, they went making love, like every advances that he made, he was used to his wife. He could be in the sitting room on the computer, and she could make advances, and they'll make love and all that. And he would make advances, and sometimes during the day, she doesn't want to do anything like that if they're at home, and the lights have got to be this. She doesn't, want to lift her legs, and going a bit deep. You get the gist. So he got frustrated, right? they had layers and layers of arguments, and everything was, there's a lot of pressure. And then he just kind of caved in and left her because she wasn't communicating. And the guy said, one of the major things that he battled with for so long was refraining from talking to third parties that he didn't want to talk to, even though they were going to church. He didn't want to tell anybody, oh, my wife. As a man, he felt embarrassed to start saying, excuse me, pastor or deacon or blah, blah, blah. My wife is not blah, 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 blah. Can you please talk to my wife? So he said he would not speak to anybody. And then one day, he then said to her that, look, man, it's like 6 months into this whole palaver of, you know, pulling away. You're not communicating and all that. So eventually, one day, she then burst in tears and, then said, oh, I don't like how. So you can bear in mind, right? They had been off lovemaking for more than 6 months, going 7 at the time. So he said eventually one day she then said, broke down crying and said, oh, she doesn't like, the way her body looks, and she doesn't think she looks attractive anymore and all that. And it's understandable, right? And the guy was like, wow. So this is what all of this has been about. But I've been trying for more than 6 months, to talk to you, to see what we can do together and stuff like that. Anyway, she was like, well, I don't, I don't like the way my body is, and I've gained so much weight and all that because of the kids and all that stuff. Fair enough. Fair enough. So the man said, he told her, okay, you're feeling this way. Let's find a way to work on this together and find a remedy in going forwards, right? So now check this. He then said she was talking about having joint pain as well, lower back pain, which clearly must have stemmed from, weight gain and all that. It's natural. If you pile on weight, the body starts to tell you. Impact on your knees, your joints, your lower back, your ankles. That's natural. So, he then said, okay, you know what? Let's go see our doctor, right? Let's go to the doctor. Let's go have a chat. He was prepared to support, his wife. So they went to see the doctor, and the doctor, they had to do their checks, medical experts. And then boom. It turned out when they did all the blood tests and all that. So, he was telling the doctor about what's been happening the last 6 to 7 months, like I explained, and the doctor was just like, okay, we'll support you and all that stuff. You would need to lose some weight, and there's a gradual way to go into it. So when the doctor did tests as a medical expert, it then exposed the fact that the wife was in fact diabetic, right? So imagine that news absolutely shattered her. So the doctor said, well, it's not a death, sentence or anything like that. You're just going to have to change your lifestyle and cut back on sugar and all that stuff. And then in terms of being intimate with your partner, you've got to, thank you, Alonga baby, I appreciate you. You've got to change your lifestyle, this and this and this. So medically, you can understand from the point of the doctor, as a medical expert, they don't have to be emotional about this. They have a job to disseminate the truth, to tell you in black and white what needs to be done in going forward if you must stay alive, if you must have a good health, right? So now, the doctor gave them everything and then a couple of medications and stuff. Anyway, they went home. And then the husband said, so in a bid to support his wife, He went on Amazon. He rearranged the house. They had the space. He bought a treadmill and said, let's let me set that up for you so you can start maybe, because she was talking about, I don't know if I can go to the gym publicly, in this changing room with other women that I don't know, to be exposing myself. All of these things revolve around self-confidence that's already shattered. And if you're sensitive to that, it's, and then to then get the blow of diabetes on top of all that, that takes everything to a totally different level now. Now, the man sets the treadmill for her, right? So she was sulking. He said that he even told the wife that, look, man, we don't have to, thank you, Lizzie. We don't have to announce this to anyone or talk to parents or anything. Let's just deal with it internally and all that. So I want to cut the chase here. He said he set up the treadmill for her and said, look, even though I'm not diabetic or whatever, got to be a belly myself, I would join you. We'll start doing this together. The doctor said it's inevitable, you have to start changing your routine inclusive of diet. And she said she would normally, she has a weakness for fizzy drinks, soda and stuff like that. Like most people, fair. You have to change, cut back on the sugar, blah, 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 blah. But then the husband said she refused to jump on the treadmill, and then everything else, and said, okay, the treadmill had the ability to go on incline, start with walking, and he said his wife would refuse blatantly to even make an attempt. So he was afraid, didn't want to exacerbate the situation or break his home or anything like that. He had tried. And you know what? You can see where this is going. And I can imagine, I can just close my eyes and imagine the pressure on the man as well. Because it takes a lot, man. Let's be honest. To align with your partner, to back them, to walk the walk at their own convenient pace, not to put undue pressure on them. But then it gets really frustrating when they then throw all the efforts back in your face, or they can't even be bothered. Somehow there's going to be an explosion. Somehow there's going to be a bit of a friction. It's just human nature, right? And then he said one night, he said, look, forget about intimacy, put that on the shelf. You've got to, adjust it. So anyway, the long and short was, he said 2 months into the line, she wasn't doing anything. So I think he got frustrated and said, you're a bit selfish. He said to me in the email that, Phrankleen, I said this out of frustration. He said, you're a bit selfish. I said, because the reason was he was telling her, babe, do this, do that. And then one day she lashed out in the kitchen that, the only reason you're pressurizing me, buying the treadmill and doing all these things is because you are trying to pacify me to get sex out of me. So this brother reached a breaking point. Like you're trying to support your partner. She then said, the only reason why you're doing all this is because you've not gotten laid in that long. So this is some of the things that really, that bit really pissed me off. If you don't support, you're damned. You support, it's because you have an ulterior motive. There's no middle ground here. So which one is it? So anyway, she then said, it's because you're trying to, do this and this and this. So dude lost his cool and said you were selfish. You're not thinking about the children, even you staying alive, or me, and this and this and this. I'm asking you to lose weight for your own betterment and all that. I've never turned my back against you, that I don't feel attracted to you. And then she said, well, I don't feel attracted to you anymore. And boom, because I think you don't want me. So the guy said up until the point where he was sending me the email that he can't get his head around the statement. I think it's just some illogical nonsense. that she's managed to just spout out that makes no sense. Now, so the whole thing, this whole weight loss palaver, she then blew this out of proportion, right? The husband has kept these private and stuff. She then went to tell her mother, that her husband is undermining her because she's put on a lot of weight. She suspects that, oh, he's probably got a side piece outside. This is a man that you haven't made love to for about roughly 7 months. He's been supporting you. And then her mother, this is why I always say, those of you that put your palaver, your business in the hands of family members, the mother, the old cargo that lacks common sense, has the audacity, has the audacity to then call this brother and say, oh, so after my daughter gave you 2 children, oh, so you are now going out, going around the town, providing the services of your genitalia to the ladies in the street, blah, 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 blah. And the guy said he was at work when the call came through, and it was like, what? And the mother-in-law went off on him, and then he called his wife at work. She hung up on him. He took the day off work. He went straight home, and from there, everything went absolutely down the drain. So he went off on her and said, it's not my fault that you piled on all the weight. What is it that I've done wrong? I've always supported you, blah, 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 blah. And it got really rough. And so right now, he's sleeping in the children's room while she sleeps alone on the bed in their master's bedroom, right? And he said it's been like that since the start of July. And he said the lies that circulating around the family is, oh, he's enjoying himself. Oh, look, man. Before I come to the issue of the crazy family members, right? I want to address something. The issue of weight loss, very quickly, right? The issue of weight loss, I'm thoroughly aware that, first of all, it's a sensitive topic and all that stuff. Now, let me say something. It's a sensitive topic, and first of all, I'm not a believer in, I don't support body shaming or, using somebody's, how do I say, body or look, to sort of diminish them or emotionally violate them and all that stuff. No, I don't support that. But if you're having insecurities about weight loss and stuff, about weight gain, the only remedy, as far as I'm concerned, is you do something about it. Now, in the midst of all the palaver, there's already medical evidence saying you've got diabetes. So it's now crucial that you do something about it. So I do not understand, because I read how your husband, it's so convenient. That's a very selfish person to start blaming or inflicting your partner with blame because he's asked you to lose weight. Yes, lose weight so you can stay alive. Lose weight so you can enjoy yourself, so you can be there to enjoy your children, so you can enjoy the union with your partner, so you can live a good life. What's wrong with that? And you still got this person who is actually sexually attracted to you, but you're not satisfied. And we live in another thing that I want to talk about, these misconception about losing weight and all these things, right? Is we live in a generation, thanks to the toxicity around social media, right? Where there's a lot of lies, a lot of very dangerous influencers that have hijacked this whole topic of weight gain and weight loss, and they've played on the minds of so many unsuspecting people, right? Even talking about it, regardless of how how honest your intentions are. There's so many snowflakes out there. You dare not. I always say something. There's nothing wrong. I love a plus size woman. I love a voluptuous woman. There's nothing wrong with being thick, with being voluptuous, being a plus size. As long as you are healthy. Does that make sense? Everybody doesn't have to be like a broomstick. Everybody doesn't have to be a size 8. No. As long as you are healthy, right? That's the very important part. As long as you are healthy, as long as you don't have any health issues, what's wrong with being a plus size, right? In fact, the whole size 8, size 10, size 12, blah, 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 is all these mainstream media industry, the society made up those rules, which has affected a lot of women. A lot of people have a misconception. They think they're not good enough, and it's just played on people's minds. And this whole idea of, if you look at me and say, oh baby, I'm gaining weight, I've got to, if I'm your husband, I've got to be able to tell you the truth. Not telling the truth, not telling your partner in a spiteful manner, but tell you the truth. Your partner has got to be there for you, support you. And not all these, because your husband asks you to lose weight, and I'm not, I don't want us to look at it as maybe she deliberately, I don't know, because I empathize with her. Sometimes when people are traumatized and stuff, because it's, for women particularly, there's got to be that emotional connection before they can enjoy love making with you. So really and truly, with all due respect, she wasn't perhaps in a place mentally where, that insecurity is so heightened that she can't, open up, and there's just so much mental battle that, so I can get that. I can get why that is. But why would you then go to your mother and lie that your husband may have been having other side chicks? I think that's just cruel. That's just mean. Because I was feeling sorry. Internally, I was rooting for this woman that, it's not easy. I can understand. And let me just say, put that aside for a moment. The society, this whole, it's okay, baby girl, just do you. It's all right. It's okay if you're size 90. Nobody should tell you. It's a lie. Let me say something, man. There is a difference between you're a plus size, you feel comfortable in your skin, you're living your best life. And there's another lie, which is about upholding, misleading people and upholding obesity. Obesity can actually obliterate your existence as a human being, cut your life short. So all this, don't worry, baby girl, don't worry, or, do you live your best life? If somebody is genuinely unhealthy, they need to be told. But of course, delivery is important. We're not talking about being being spiteful because you want to tell them. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about body shaming, calling them names, or calling them all sorts of disgusting names. That's not the point. That removes the focus. Okay? But somebody has to tell you the truth, whether you are a male or a female. But where the society is going on now is you can have 6 rows on your waistline and they're lying to you that, baby girl, do you, there is nothing to worry about. There is a lot to worry about. You might have really bad diabetes. You end up losing your toes, your legs getting amputated. There are people like that in the hospital. You die of heart problems. You die of stroke, all sorts of, medical issues around carrying excessive fat. There are also some people that hide behind baby fat. I get it. Remember I said it from the start that, having babies changes the dynamics of a woman's body. I know. But check this. So your firstborn is 12-year-old. Your secondborn is a 10-year-old. 12 years later, you're telling me it's the baby fat. When your firstborn child is almost stepping out of the house, jumping out of the nest. Your firstborn is the 12-year-old. You're telling me 12 years later, it's the baby fart. 12 years. Or Dumejila. Your second-born child is a 10-year-old. 12 years after birth. You're telling me, oh yeah, it's the baby fat. No, that's not baby fat. That's not baby fat. That's bad mannerism fat in terms of your food intake. Let's call a spade a spade. That's not baby fat. That's all I'm trying to say. Baby fat is for women who have just procreated, you've just come out of the process, and you know, the body has just changed, they're pretty fresh, they've just had a baby, and you know, in the next 6 months, 1 year, you can understand that. That's baby fat. Your firstborn child is 12-year-old, right? And then you're talking about baby fat 12 years later. That's not baby fat, man. Somebody said something. Let me read that very quickly. This is deeper than it seems, Phrankleen. She's depressed and needs help that her husband can offer. Very wrong on her part, going to a mother with a false story. Of course, Anne-Mary, thank you very much for that comment. Look, I am not insensitive to that fact. That woman needs help. But to then concoct a lie, I can't get my head around it. To go and lie to your mom? What did the husband do? Why? There are women, and I've got to say this, okay? There are women that it happens. This is life. I've got to say this. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. I'm not going to apologize for it. And men as well. There are women that hide behind, well, I'm married now. It's been more than a decade. It's 15 years, whatever. I've got all my children now. I can just let my body go, even inclusive of hygiene. They do nothing about it. You look at the back of the heels of some ladies. You look at their toenails. You look at their pits. You get a snapshot of the edges of their bra. Man. You know exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Pirate Brain. Food addiction is the same as drug addiction and should be treated the same. I agree. I mean, I know what I'm saying. You see some of these people, you let yourself go. Look, I am not sat here telling you weight loss is hard. 80% of weight loss is psychological. It's a state of mind, right? But you've got to try. It's the same thing for us men. So I'm not, please, because there are some people that are simple-minded. They might hijack what I'm saying and, oh, why are you saying this about women? Look, it's the same. It's not gender specific. It's just because of the particular story that I'm addressing. The same thing with some men. You let yourself go, man. You let yourself go completely. Hygiene, the body, you know, I mean, you're looking in the mirror. You can't even see your genitalia, man. God damn it. That's you looking into a mirror. You can't see your own private. The moment you're wearing a trouser and the buckle of your belt disappears, like a magician has done something, it's time to do something, man. That's facts. You know, everybody in a relationship, like for example, in a relationship, everybody talks about, oh, I want a man who's going to be honest with me. I want a woman who is going to be honest with me, right? Of course, everybody likes honesty until honesty is served to you on a plate. The question is, can you handle the honesty? Your partner tells you, babe, you got to lose this body fat. It's not body shaming. Somebody has to tell you. My woman can look at me like, babe, your belly's starting to pop. You get your backside in the gym. That's my wife. She can tell me. There's nothing wrong with that. And I get defensive. What do you mean? So what? You're telling me I'm less of a man? Oh, ooh, ha. If I start to have health problems, it puts pressure on the woman, puts pressure on the children. It could cut my life short. Where does that leave her? Where does that leave my family? Trust me. That's all I'm saying, you know? People don't like, everybody's clamoring for the truth. I want a man that's going to be honest. I want a honest man. My men are this, yeah, 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 yeah. I want a honest woman. Women are blah, blah, blah. Right. A tiny dose of honesty on a plate, and we get defensive. You don't want to hear it. You get angry. You put up defense mechanism. You are very pissed off. The question is why? Why are you pissed off? There are, you know, with the society has provided, unfortunately, has twisted a lot of minds, particularly social media. There's template of huge misconceptions, right? So where people enjoy being lied to. Look, let me clarify one more time. This is not about, let me tell you, man, at the end of the day, let me clarify something now. Let me clarify something. At the end of the day, on a personal note, I will pick a woman with a fantastic quality than somebody who has a Coke bottle shape. Because it's one thing to have the best looking booty and all that stuff, and the body is banging, and the attitude sucks, and she's mean, and she can get rid of you, and she's manipulative. I don't want all that palaver. I would happily grab on, I mean, love handles has got its advantages, especially when you're smashing from the backside. I like a bit of meat on my woman. I like it. I'm not telling you love handles are bad. I love me a plus size woman. Love handles has its advantages when you're running your hands through the ridges of those beautiful melanated skin. Of course, a plus size woman is beautiful. Who told you love handles are bad? Love handles are not bad, man. They're gifts from above. So nobody's saying to you, oh, you've got to be flat. Nah, man. If you're flat, that's great. It's plus size is beautiful. It's something to grab. Fam, as far as I'm concerned, plus size women, they are the best. What we're banging on about is stay healthy, move, exercise. The booty jiggling and all that stuff, it makes it merrier. It's just beautiful. It's just, oh man, it's fascinating. All that, you know, you get me. Hell yeah. Plus size is beautiful. So, you know, that's why plus size, them love handles, my man, it's the nature's gift. You can slide in there, you can get in those ridges, and you can, my God, run through the gullies of the lower back all the way to the top. There's so much to play with. Plus the voluptuousness of the boobies, and there's so much to work with. It's amazing. As long as the hygiene is crucial, right? You got a couple of rows in there, get the hygiene right, you know, wash up, clean. The rest is easy to work with, man. It's fantastic. If you're on top of your hygiene, it's easy. No, honestly, it's like an artist on the canvas. The back of a plus size woman, there's so much to grab. There's so much to work with. You know, throw custard on it, You know, put essential oil on it. It just slides. It works differently. It's amazing. You don't even know. You don't even know where to put your cutleries. Where do I? Hold on. Bro, what are you saying, man? You don't even know where to grab and say, girl, where do I, all of that. You don't even know where to start from, man. Yeah. Oh my God. You know, but the society has distorted the minds of people and say big isn't beautiful. Big is beautiful. Big is beautiful. And of course, the slim ladies, they're fantastic in their own regard. The curvy, slim, little body fat or body amount of flesh, they are beautiful and wonderfully made. They're fantastic. You dig? The bone of contention, the main focus here is stay healthy. Stay healthy, man. If you're a brother, you're watching me right now, you have a plus size wife. Take care of them, man. They just, no. Listen, let me tell you, man. You can be thick and be on top of your health. Not, do you understand that as humans, we have different body proportions. Not everybody is thin and bony. No. Go and talk to medical experts. Go and ask medical experts. I'm not talking about, I would never uphold obesity. That's not what we're talking about here. You know, you can have body fat, you can be voluptuous, but when it becomes excessive, then you're going to have a problem. Of course. Hey, in rose, to shaking gidi o shikito, to ma gbamula thing, to ma gbenu. What are you saying, man? What are you talking about, man? Someone that's not too tall, there is a level of body fat that you can have and all that stuff. Someone who is tall, that's why you got medical expert. But the idea is the society saying everyone can't be skinny. Body types are different. That's why you can be a plus size and be physically active. You're working out, and staying on top of things and have a proportionate body mass index and TT, thank you. Appreciate you, sister. You get me? Yeah. Staying on top of your health checks and stuff. Not being sedentary, right? And sitting down and just, there are the people, like I said earlier, that let themselves go. Now, what happens is, there are people coupled with laziness. Let me wrap up on this. They don't want to do anything about the way they put on weight. They don't want to embrace the truth. Look, man, as I'm here, I'm a dude, right? I used to bang out weights. Let me tell you, let me use myself as an example, man. Okay? This is not about clout chasing, just trying to talk for YouTube. I can show you, this is just, I'm streaming on my mobile phone. I can show you, right, pictures when I used to be in the gym. I still got muscle memory, I got my lines. I've got a little bit of body fat here and there. I'm not a fat guy, but I've got a bit of, body fat. There was a time when I was very active. I used to bang out weights 4 or 5 days a week. Definition. I'm going back to the gym shortly. I'm in the process of going back to the gym now. So if I start to have rolls or, my belly starting to drop on the buckle area and my missus calls me and say, baby, do something about this, go back to the gym. Your belly's starting to protrude. Why would I get defensive and start to get aggressive and aggravated? And why? It's the gospel truth. For like us dudes, as an example, you pile on weight, you pile on all these too much body sugar and fat and all that stuff. It's a straight attack on your genitalia. It takes a knock-on effect in the bedroom department, man. So where you're meant to be piping down and debilitating the sugar walls, man, you can't. Instead of a full-blown, erection or whatever, you're having a quarter or something. Facts. So where you are meant to be able to blow your woman's back, like straight smashing for like straight 4 or 5 minutes of, proper display of piping her down, you bust a nut in 20 seconds. That's facts. And the truth is, oh, we don't want to have these conversations. Oh, no, 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 no. That's facts. And what it does to a man is even worse. What that does is it destroys your confidence. It destroys your confidence. And then you start to get all, oh yeah, baby, it's the pressure from what, man? It's the, no, I'm telling you, man, who's that? I'm talking about, somebody say hitter quitter. You know what I mean? I'm not even talking to you about all the build up, the oral stuff. No. Right? Uninterrupted smashing. Do you know what it means to be able to pipe a woman down for? The way women are wired is they're very powerful. A man to hold up a blood shot in your genitalia and be able to pipe down. For you think 5 minutes is a long is not a long time. Whoa! There's so many myths and misconceptions. Listen, I'm not talking to you about all the stuff. The actual business. You lock a woman down and you pipe down uninterrupted for 5 minutes. Ha! You understand that the 5 minutes is like walking up Mount Everest. Oh, me, I would normally smash a woman for 70 minutes. Liar. No. I'm not talking about why so shit. Come on, man. When you, I just picked a random, it could be 5, it could be 7 minutes, right? When you do that, ask medical experts, man. When you do that, and then when you go into your second rounds and further rounds, and then it can last a lot longer. Come on, man. There's a lot of myth. What I'm trying to say to you is, health-wise, when you're not sound, you just boss. That's facts. Women know this, man. Women know this. Women know this. Women know this. They know exactly what I'm talking about, man. There's a huge misconception. Grown-ups that watch this, grown-ups, people that are well-informed, they know what I'm saying. You think it's a joke? I can get you to take some dumbbells now and do some squats. And squats. Give me some squats for 5 straight minutes. Then you understand that 5 minutes is a long time. Niggas say, oh, you should be able to pipe the woman down for 2 hours. What kind of vagina is that? That's lubricated straight for 2 hours. That's a lie. Well, are you having love session with a hippopotamus or what? That's not a human being. Rosaline, what's wrong with you, man? You need to calm down. What do you mean it's not that serious? Don't come on here and be rude, okay? This is grown-up talk. We're enjoying ourselves here, all right? No rude comments, please, Rosaline, all right? If you need some help, some information, you can email me. I'll charge you £50 for a 30-minute session, all right? We're grown up here. It's a nice family. I can get passionate. There is no bad blood in here, all right, Rosaline? There's nothing but love in this platform. You get me? Yeah, man. So like for us men, like I was saying, we men are naturally egotistical. We don't admit the truth, and that's why. And another thing is there is a culture of people being heavily dependent on so many products. Those products, they're not properly regulated. We take all sorts of stuff, end up giving people health problem. Audrey, come over now, £50 a session. If you want to consult with Phrankleen, okay, come and consult me, £50 for an hour. Let's talk, man. I need to start doing consultation sessions, man. So if your man tells you to go lose some weight, you ought to go lose some weight, man. Let the weight go. Humans, we know the truth, but we like to be in denial. We like to say, this. Women, no, don't tell me. Don't. Women, don't tell me about. Don't you speak to me. Don't tell me about my weight. Don't tell me. You know you're lying. Come on, man. What do you mean? Don't tell you? Stay on top of your health. Look after yourself, man. Pimp session, Phrankleen. I'm snitching and telling Victoria. Victoria is going to be my accountant, man. When you pay me for my session, she sees the money coming in, blood. Of course, my brother Ehi. Those products can destroy the kidney, of course, man. So that's the brother story. The only thing I'm going to say is, do your bit. I know you're frustrated. Don't divorce your wife. Do your best to try to get help. Okay? Don't worry about the mother-in-law. Just leave her out. See if you can get a therapist or something. Support her, And then when she's all right, when things calm down a bit, let her know that you don't appreciate her going to disseminate, toxic information, untrue stories again, about you to her mother, and that should be the last time. And I'm hoping she'll come to her senses, and you can rekindle, hopefully, the fire, and have a nice back blowing session, and going back to looking after your kids and living life. Let me see some of the comments in here, man. Hey, yo, 600 people watching, man. Hit the like button, people. Come on, man. T. Kelly, thank you. Smash the like. What is a natural aphrodisiac, man? If you like it big, how do you do different position? Hey, man. Shola, I guess you never find out. Big is beautiful, man. Another thing is, like what I'm saying, society, people are cruel. People, it's okay to, it's the society, the social media. Social media has its benefit and stuff, but we are in times where people are spiteful for nothing. People will just say any nonsense, and you have men, man, woman, you are dealing, you're sleeping with, you call out fat, you call out all sorts of name. It's not fair, man. But then people that deliberately become lazy, you will lose your partner. Let's call a spade, though. You're deliberately, women or men, both parties involved, you let yourself go completely. Yeah, you see all these uncles and aunties, and they let themselves go. Every little things, and, there's so many people. I had a gentleman that told me that lovemaking is practically dead in his relationship. Wife's libido is dead. Doctor said to wife to go and lose some weight. They gave her some medication. She's not taking it. And she's not bothered. This as well is one of the reasons why some people go their separate ways. That's facts. Banana is of a natural aphrodisiac too. Camel milk. Camel milk. Never heard of that one. Shout out to the thick BBW. I love them thick. I'm 50-year-old with 6 grandchildren. Wow. Hey, Len Lu, thank you. I'm 50-year-old with 6 grandkids. I'm happy with that success in my life. Any man that will need to add to my life and not take another to join. Colette. Yep. Anybody wants to say anything before we wrap up? People get depressed and let themselves go, especially after birth, so I can't judge. No. I understand you can be depressed. Did you hear what I said? If somebody is depressed, we're not here telling somebody you cannot. Depression can come via any avenue. Depression can come from losing a loved one, dealing with chemo, job loss, financial depletion, marriage crashing, all sorts. Losing your mom, losing your dad, losing your job. Depression can come via any means. But I'm talking about people that deliberately become lazy within the confines of their relationship. There are people like that. There are women that let themselves go. You understand me? Sometimes we're all guilty, that food that you like, that Chinese, that pizza, that pounded yam and all that. Over time, the body piles on fat. But you got to do something about it. There are some women, as soon as, because, they've had all the children they want to have, the children are not growing, they don't care. They are not bothered. They're not bothered about, I've got to make myself look better or, look fire for myself and my partner. They don't care, man. That's what I said earlier. All the hygiene, nails, hair. You see some of these women, on the public transport, on the train. I see you, man. What is that? All these women with their wigs. Oh. Why? You're in the public transport. You're eating. Go and take it off then and get it washed. Especially during summer. Even some brothers, you see them with their shoes. When they put on sandals, you look at the back of their heels. Their feet are so dry, they will put Gandhi out of business. Their nails look like asbestos, like broken asbestos, man. Hygiene, zero. Terrible. Barely hanging. Absolutely disgusting. So it affects being, sexually attracted to the other partner. You see some ladies, excuse me, how much do you sell the watermelons? And you kind of catch a glimpse, the edge of the armless top that they've got, and then you clock the edge of the bra. And it's like somebody has dipped it in peanut butter or chocolate. It's just... And you come into the public domain. The one that killed me the most, there was a woman that I saw recently. Hi, Phrankleen. I watch your channel. How are you? And I just... Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Oh, your YouTube channel is so nice. The topics you talk about. Ha. Oh, bono. Can be in the bedroom with your partner. Action time, blessing time. You get undressed. It's like there is dead fish in the bedroom. And you don't want your partner to talk about it. That's selfish. It's like there's dead fish. It's like, oh, baby, I love... Lord Jesus. It's the same thing, man. There was an email that I got from a sister, right? I remember this was a couple of months at the peak of the pandemic, right? And she said there was this guy that she met, and then, they've been kind of dating off and on. And then she invited him over to her flat, and dudes spent a night, and they were in bed. because she had cut the bedroom light off and maybe had a bedside lamp on, and of course they were going to get active as you do. And she said he slept under the duvet cover so they can. And she said she felt the brother's heels against her legs, and she sprung out of the bed and like, what's that? And she said, you know, and she opened the duvet cover and she like, hey yo, my God, it's like the feet of a Godzilla, man. um, that brother had been walking all the way from the Middle East to the UK. The sister said it was a straight turn off. Straight turn off. I'm just saying, it's just, somebody said alligator feet, man. Yeah. Layers of dead skin. It's, my God. She said it was a straight turn off, and then she turned on the light. She saw his singlet, you know, men's underwear that he had on the chair in the bedroom. That thing was so, these coffee brown color. It's meant to be white color. Ah, nah, blood. Sir, you need to use the door. You need to start going. She said she had to remove the whole duvet cover, everything, washing machine, fabric softener, sprayed. She had to fumigate the whole bedroom, man. I can imagine. I'm gonna say that I'm a dude, man, and I can imagine the brother, on top of all that, would ask for a BJ. Woo! Just imagine the nooks and crannies of. You get the gist, right? That's why I think that's why some women can't really deal with the idea of oral stuff, and men as well. And those are the loudest. Oh, you need to lick the plate. You need to eat the. You need to eat. You need to eat the groceries. What groceries? Your filthy groceries, boy! If you don't get out of here with your filthy grocery. What grocery? Yeah, it's all funny, right? But you know what? In a lot of relationships, the hygiene issues, my God, what some women have to put up with, and men likewise. And you have the audacity to lift your legs up, baby, I want you to go down on me. I'd rather put my face in the mud. Grocery, that's facts, man. You made love to your partner. You got the same undies for the next 4 or 5 days. I know it might sound like a bit of an exaggeration, but trust me, man, people do it. I've got some emails, but they're so cringy that I've not even been able, I don't even know how to turn them to stories. So I'm just sort of chiming in into this live stream. Filthy. There are people, thank you, this nonchalant attitude. Why? It's absolutely selfish, man. There's a guy that said his wife would take a used underwear, deliberately just display the center point that's very colorful, if you get what I'm saying, just have it lying around. And the brother will be like, don't let me see that. Put it in the dirty laundry basket or in the washing machine. She doesn't really like changing them ever so often. And then every time he talks about it, oh, I've given you 3 children. No, you didn't. We have a joint responsibility for bringing kids into existence. You didn't do me a favor. It was a mutual consent. So basically, I'm here now. I can throw my boobies around my neck and tie it up. I can spread them on the balcony. I can do whatever. I can smell like a fish. Don't say anything. That's not fair. The same thing with men that let themselves go. You ask the woman to keep quiet. How dare you have an opinion? That relationship is dead. Hey, yo, man. Thank you for the super chat, man. I hope we can all learn from this. You know, work with your partner, man. As long as somebody's not spiteful. The world out there don't really care, man. Everything is commercialized. Everything, people's minds are being controlled. Stay on top of your health. Health is wealth, man. You know, it's nice. Plus size is beautiful, but everything with moderation. You know what I mean? Why can't people wash before sex? It is not that hard to have a shower before you do the thing. Man, I'm telling you, man, people watching this, grown-ups, man, you'll be amazed. I get some emails and I'm literally like this when I'm reading them. Even, I'm telling you, man, as a dude, look at some brothers, especially during summer, you look at their feet in slippers or in, thank you for me, Williams. Look at their feet in slippers or sandals, and I'm looking at some toenails. I'm like, this guy is trying to put Gandhi out of business. This guy has just literally descended from Mount Everest. Like, how in the hell can you come into a public domain with these tiger claws, man? Hey, yo! You're telling me as a man, you're in a public domain, you're wearing a suit and tie, and your shoulders are littered with dandruff. It's like there is the Olympics for dandruff. So if you're saying, God damn. I remember a friend, this was years ago, right? He lived alone, so I went to his house just to say hello. And I went to say, tiger claws, man. I went to say hello. And I would never forget the pillow that this guy laid his head in his bedroom. My God. It was like that pillowcase got pulled out of the middle of the devil's butt cheeks. Absolutely unbelievable. Like, you lay your head on that joint. It's like the devil had used that pillowcase to clean his butt cheeks in the toilet. Kilo day. And I remember sitting in the, imagine you know, you can't really say much. And I'm sat on the edge of the bed because it was a one room, it was a rented house. And and we were chatting. I had to pretend, you know, we're laughing and joking. And I'm looking at that bed. I'm thinking, God damn. That was the last time I went there, man. There's this one, Victoria knows this. That's why I'm always very careful whose house I go and where I lay. Victoria, my wife knows this. This was years ago. I went to a friend's house and I slept over, just passed the night, spent the night with him, and bed bugs beat me. I ended up going to the doctors. I slept one night. Bed bugs. They finished me, man. My skin, I had to go get medication. Since then, I'm always reluctant. I'm always very careful where I lay my body, man. It's crazy. It's just crazy, man. Sorry, if you're eating I don't mean to destroy your appetite, but got to talk about these things, man. That's what my platform is about. Lisa says she's crying, man. Yeah, those old filthy mattresses, man. The mattress is probably from World War II, man. The days of World War II. But you get the gist, right? You get the gist. So nobody's perfect, but basic hygiene, man. One more thing. An adult. Your teeth. You got cheesy stuff. You got cheesy stuff. And if you're going to kiss your partner, you're going to be exchanging saliva and all the food trappings. You cannot. Come on, man. How is that difficult? And if your husband or your wife says, "Oh, baby, some people can't even brush their teeth properly. Why? That's not even, I love you. I love you so much. Hey, yo. Some of these marriages, some of these relationships, this is what I'm saying. The reason I'm saying this is just to provoke your feelings and thought process. That's why some people they're just passing each day and just trying their best to stay afloat. Emotionally, they're dead to that relationship. How can you? The reason I'm saying this, it's very easy to verbally say, "Oh, I'm attracted to this person, man." That's a turn off, man. I've seen people personally, they don't want you to tell them anything. Even guy to guy level. I'm talking to you. We're laughing. And I'm looking at the corners of your teeth. I'm looking at these, and it's just yellow and shit be trapped in there. Like, come on, man. And the same thing, some females, and you wanna lock lips and exchange saliva with hell no. I love you so much. Hey, yo, if you don't get your Godzilla teeth away from here, man. Some people don't like the truth. Yeah, bro, dental care is expensive bro, bro. There's so many, getting a brush with a reasonable, with very good bristles, right? Toothpaste, scrub, get the corners, floss, toothpick, looking after your teeth at the basic level, mouthwash. How much is a bottle of mouthwash? Come on, bro. Occasionally, you can book appointment with with a dentist and get your teeth cleaned and stuff, and then you stay on top of. Wow, how is that? That's not too much to ask for. It's just basic stuff. This is what I don't get with people with nasty body odor. How much is how much is perfume? How much? How much is body spray? How much? For you? I'm sorry, man. I mean, if you haven't got money for perfume, maybe you're trying to get fancy. A nice body spray like Lynx and... Hey, Kerry, my man. I see you, brother. My brother, man. How much is body spray? You're cool. Look after yourself. Anyways, that's me done, man. I hope you get the gist, right? Thank you for listening. Thank you for the super chats. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Share the videos, Hit the like button, man. So that's me done. Definitely catch you in the next one, all right? Peace and love, all right? Bye.